Okay, we're going to go ahead and get started the specially called regular board meeting on Tuesday, July 30th, 2024, 6:30 p.m. Please call the roll.
Anderson.
Here.
Mensch.
Here.
Ko.
Here.
Rolfs.
Here.
Marcier.
Here.
Miller.
Here.
Villar.
Here.
Beargree.
Here.
8 present.
Okay, we'll go ahead and do the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic
for which it stands,
one nation,
under God,
indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, seeing no public here for public comment, we'll move on to the Locust Street Sewer Project bid award to Reuben E. Smith Construction, RR Inc., in the amount of $741,679.50. Lauren, anything to add?
The previous project was $205,000 with an additional $85,000 with lining. As we're all aware, that project wasn't going to work because it was within the railroad zone. I was trying to get the cost estimate if we were to move forward with the sheet piling. I was unable to get a hold of Keith. He's on vacation right now. I believe that was going to put us in about the same price range as this project, with the addition that we still would have to line it. So I think we've talked before that this project here, you have a brand new pipe with a casing, so if there was a failure in the future with this pipe, you pull the pipe out, you saw the casing, you put a new pipe in. So I mean, this is going to be this will be good for the next couple generations.
Say this.
Okay, so we need a motion and a second on this.
I'll make the motion. We accept the bid R&R Reuben Construction.
Got something else to add? Sorry.
Yeah, I wanted to discuss some of our TIF funds
Oh, yes.
as far as where we're funding this project
Okay.
through. I confirmed with our TIF advisor we can use TIF 3 funds or TIF 4 funds because water and sewer are within all our TIF zones. So we currently have a little over $1 million in TIF 3 and about $375,000 in TIF 4. So just food for thought on where we want to pull funds from. And obviously we have our sewer, water, and general funds as well.
What was TIF 3 you said?
TIF 3 is $1,043,000.
Okay.
And go ahead and repeat the other one, the other TIF.
And TIF
4.
TIF 4 is $375,000.
So we got more than enough to do this project.
Yes.
Okay.
TIF 3 has expired, so there's some other conversations to be had with TIF 3.
I think, is that our next item?
Our next item, so I don't want to jump around too much, but do we want to discuss both items here before we determine where we want to pay for things in case we need to?
Let's go ahead and do that.
So kind of skipping forward a minute, the next item here is the Belmont Area Road Project. With TIF 3 being expired last year, we're going to receive another payout in the TIF 3 this year for 23's property taxes. We'll either need to move that money into another TIF or disperse it within taxing bodies, correct? In the near future, since that TIF 3 has expired. We can do projects up until the end of this year as long as we're starting a project, to my understanding.
And have them earmarked.
Earmarked, yeah. So if the project extends into 2025, that's fine. We can still pay for it out of TIF 3 without moving money. And we can use TIF 3 and the TIF 4 for road projects as well, since TIF 3 and TIF 4 touch each other. So we were looking at what to do with some of their TIF funds and looking at trying to do some road projects over there. Talking with IPC, they think we can save some money by doing road projects in that area, being that they'll have a paving machine there, already have crews out. So we thought about, do we continue to repave some roads in that area? The rest of Martin Avenue isn't getting in pretty poor shape, along with those cul-de-sacs. This section of Belmont to Fairman, we've looked at possibly crack sealing and other work over there, so we're looking at, does it make more sense just do a mill and overlay? Coney's in pretty bad shape. We see a lot of bus traffic through there. I think that's just, it's hard on that road. So we got some cost estimates from our engineer to do Hanson, Jordan, McGill, the rest of Martin Avenue, Coney Avenue, Belmont to Fairman, with a 1.5 mill and 1.75 overlay. Engineering estimates about 340,000 or 540,000. Sorry, 540,000 to do that. Engineering would cost about 58,000 if we wanted to move forward with this project.
And then Fifth Street from Coney to Fairman would be covered under the MFT
Yeah, the current project.
and also be done at a similar time.
So you're gonna save some money in mobilization. I don't know what kind of dollars you're gonna save, but we're just looking at not necessarily use it or lose it, but we need to, I think, earmark this money for something soon.
So we can't use this money anywhere else other than TIF 3 and 4? I'm talking about other road projects. You know, at one time we had 7 major road projects or something on a list and in other parts of the town.
I
Has to be used in TIF 3 and 4.
Can't transfer it from one TIF to another TIF unless they're active.
And
Active
contiguous,
and-
right? Adjoining?
Or, yes.
yeah, I was gonna say, I believe they have to be adjoining, touching.
I think you could, like for an example, you could borrow from TIF 3 to TIF 1, but TIF 1 has to be active and it's not.
I believe 4 is the only active TIF
They can only go
At this time.
at this time, so.
3 and 4 are the only ones that can do it.
The only reason I'm saying something is because we have plenty of other roads that need more attention than necessarily the ones that you just mentioned. And we're trying to figure out funding for 'em.
Right. This has to stay within the two TIFs.
Yeah, because all of this, of course, falls in my ward, and Belmont in front of my house is in pretty good shape as far as I'm concerned, but Cherry Street's abysmal. So I don't understand why we'd even be looking at doing some of these as opposed to, I mean, Cherry Street sees just as much traffic, in my opinion, as Belmont does. So everybody uses Cherry Street to avoid Walnut, and it is shot. So I
I mean, if we could, yeah. I mean, I see what you're saying, Scott, if we could.
Yeah, I mean, all of this falls in my ward. How do I explain to my residents that I'm getting the street in front of my house paved?
Well, it wouldn't be in front of your
This
house.
would be from Martin to Fairman, but it's close and I get it.
Still,
If you go down there, that's,
It's within, it's.
how would I get a
within
piece of
TIFs.
my street paved when Cherry is as bad as shape as it is? I don't agree with that at all. I mean, it is what it is. I understand what you're doing. It doesn't require the movement of the equipment because it's there, but we're not talking about moving it 50 miles. We're talking about moving it 6 blocks. So,
I think there's been some previous discussions on doing something with the TIFs and reinstating some, or I think, John, you were.
we've got a study going, but that's a long process.
But I think the council needs to be aware that we have money sitting here that we need to earmark, we need to
Yeah.
do something with. And I think TIF 4 expires in 26, doesn't it?
Correct. So we have to make a decision by, I think it's this December coming up.
This December to either move it or disperse it. And then we're gonna still be in the same situation in TIF 4. Eventually, we're gonna have to. deal with
And
doing
Belmont south from the Martin turn-in is it's a different
It's,
type of asphalt. I mean, it's really chewed up.
Lauren, I have a question. On Fifth Street, you're going from Fairman to Coney?
TIF 1.
Fifth going to,
That's in front of the emergency room there?
that's being redone under this MFT.
Is there any patches going on north of Coney?
I didn't think Jerry was
Or is all of it
It's
just in
going
that?
past, no, it's, what is that first street, Jackson?
Jefferson.
Jefferson. I wanna say it's from Jefferson to Fairman,
Jefferson to Fairman.
yeah.
Coney's pretty bad.
Yeah, 'cause both Jeffersons, both blocks are fairly new
Right.
paves. In fact, the, what do you wanna call it, the South Jefferson, that was a complete rebuild.
Yeah. Yep.
Now, is that the one that had the barrel sitting in it for quite a while?
Yeah,
No,
No.
No, that's
that's
Jackson.
Jackson.
that's Jackson. Yeah, that's right, that's Jackson.
Did that ever get taken care of?
No,
Barrel's not there anymore.
Burrow's not there. It's, that I discovered had been dug up 3 or 4 years ago and tried to be patched once before, so that is still a long drawn out process trying to get an answer out of the lining company because they have to come in and cut out a tap that's in the 24-inch storm sewer. So trying to get them out for one project is hard. So that was the other issue with this Locust Street. If they were coming out for that, I was trying to get them out in conjunction with the Locust to fix that one. But now that we're changing gears here with Locust, it's gonna be a little bit harder to get them out the line, that section. But that is just settled because it was dug up 4 or 5 years ago, whatever. I guess it was tried to be repaired once before with Public Works. I believe that that's no sinkhole, it's just settled from the crater they had dug up.
So anyway, back to items 5 and 6. So
So, yeah, I think we gotta look at our TIF fund, see how we wanna, you know, as far as the Locust Street, back to Locust Street, do we wanna split that between the two TIFs? Do we wanna use up all of our TIF funds out of TIF 4? Or do we wanna leave
I think we should leave some in there.
in case
Potential
there's,
things they said were possible tax appeals or,
you know,
and I forget, who's the bricklayer? Is that the one that pays him?
Stone?
Stone? Is that Stone?
Yeah, that's before.
So we probably need to leave a little bit of money in there, 20,000 or so. I don't think he gets over a $10,000 check.
John, I think I stand corrected. That's Steve Cross.
Or Cross, yeah.
So as
So-
far as the council goes and the TIF funds, are there any other ideas that we could use that money for besides in the Belmont area? I mean, is that something we want to think about and consider? Maybe bring a couple ideas forward? I don't know. It's just
We got till
conversation.
December to earmark it.
Right.
Yeah.
I just don't want to have a knee-jerk reaction. You know, maybe think it through a little bit further.
Well, we had a motion, and let's go to item 5. We did have Benny with a motion. Do we have a second?
I was gonna say, the sewer, the Locust Street project, we have to.
That's
I think we need
imperative
to
that we
make a
get that.
decision on. We have bids.
I think you should pull half of that out of water and sewer,
That's what I was just thinking too, I just,
cause it's,
Okay.
be 300 and some out of water sewer. And two, Lauren, we've got, there's still 65,000 in that 1986 wastewater. And I think we could use that money on that too, but after saying that, no, scratch that, let's don't use it. Let's just hang on to that, that 86,000.
Yeah.
that's
Okay.
why I suggest pull half from water and sewer and the
And
other.
then 150 or something, or whatever the balance is?
Yeah.
So you'll have $370,000 come out of water and sewer. And then you'll have,
I mean, that's just my suggestion, but.
And then
you know,
do,
you wanting to do half of that out of each TIF?
yeah,
Or,
why don't we do that?
so then you're talking another 185 out of each TIF district. Rough numbers, Amanda, but if you wanna take the R&R bid of $741,679.50 and divide that half between water and sewer and the remaining half between TIF 3 and 4.
That's my motion.
I'll second it.
I was just trying to get that on record.
What he said,
What he said. What he said, that's my motion.
yeah.
So it's a half, quarter, and a quarter.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm trying to do the math. I've got my calculator out, so,
There's 5 quarters.
so it would be 220, 839.75 split in half is what you're looking at. 220, 839.75.
Yeah. Swagger to which thing is half.
Say that again?
Yeah.
No, that wasn't.
220, 839.75. I just took that number and divided it by 2, and that's what I got.
No, I think you got the numbers wrong. It'll
me
be
try it again.
it'll be $185,419.88 out each TIF district,
No, I don't
and
want
then
to do-
$370,839.75 out of water and sewer.
So what is the total amount?
$741,679.
And then,
50
um,
cents.
741
yep,
679.
9.50.
Yep.
And then half of them
Half of that'll
goes
be
to TIF 3 and TIF 4, and then half of them coming out from the water and sewer.
half will go to water and sewer, then the other half will be split
Quarters.
again in half to each of TIF 3 and 4.
Gotcha.
Just a little confusing,
Do
sorry.
we have a second?
Did we have a second? Did you second it?
Yeah, I second.
Yeah.
Okay.
Roll when you're ready. Roll call when you're ready.
Who made the second motion? I'm
Bear
sorry.
agreed.
Brandon did? Okay. Delar,
Aye.
Cahill.
Aye.
Miller,
Aye.
Marcier,
Aye.
Anderson,
Aye.
Rolfs,
Aye.
Bear
Aye.
Mensch.
Aye.
Motion carried.
Okay, so we're on item 6.
So
Let's talk
yeah.
about letting that go another month or so.
I was gonna say, do we wanna just bring that back up in council next month?
Why don't we do that? But we probably need to be making a decision. Well, I don't think we can be making it in December because the engineering will take a while. I think that's what this was talking about, was letting them start doing the engineering on it.
It's like everything else,
Bring it back up
unfortunately.
in-
Well, try to have
Public
it, John, in-
Works.
I'd say, figure it out by at least mid-October. That'll
Okay.
give time for engineering.
Yeah,
Well-
I mean,
It'll take him 45 days.
what's that?
It'll take them 45 days, I'll bet.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you
Yeah,
think?
on whatever roads we determine or whatever project we use this
So
fund
does
for, we need to,
mid-October sound all right?
you know, cause I guess we can confirm that with Joe as well. If it's approved in engineering's hands, does that count as project started? Or, you know, earmarked for that? I guess we just need.
I guess the only other thing we were looking at is being able to save some money on it with,
Yeah,
We would have to vote for
so
it.
that'll probably change.
We would have
these
to vote
figures.
to make sure that that money was going there. even
Yeah.
if the project is. So we'd have
Right.
to, we'd have to have a vote.
I mean, to be honest with you, we've done preliminary engineering before. So can we have him start on the engineering for this?
you're looking at, for engineering agreement is 58,000 for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 roads.
And that's a TIF eligible expense also, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, but if we decide to go a different direction, that's $58,000 that we could use elsewhere. That's my only thought.
But these roads will probably still have to be fixed at some point, and engineering really doesn't go bad.
I mean, worst case, you gotta tidy it up a little bit if you get road conditions worsen, which,
How else can we use the TIF funds other than in the TIF itself. I'm not sure legally how, do they have to be used in that TIF?
Yes.
And it has
Okay.
to be a road project?
No.
No,
It could be water, sewer, infrastructure.
yep. And then the other project we talked about out there, and what was it, Fourth? It'd be in the fourth, TIF four, was another well site, but we've got ARPA money for that. So it wouldn't affect this.
The ARPA money runs out in 25.
Yeah, so I was just
we
gonna
need
say,
to-
that's gonna be coming up too.
We're kind of getting under a gun here.
What's our infrastructure look like in those TIF areas? I would
Old.
think that would be,
That's an easy one.
Old.
well, that's where I'm
The hospital
thinking,
road has to be fixed.
you know, where we could really use that.
You go to the Martin turnoff and you head into Belmont, it's heading south to Fairman. It's like a whole different class or grade of asphalt. It's really chewed up. Going into the subdivision, I mean, the one thing is you'd have, for the most part, contiguous or continuous asphalt going all the way through on Martin Avenue. But it's showing its age
Sewer
too.
Is what I was thinking.
So,
I think
if I
we should.
remember right, Lauren,
Okay.
when, South Fourth Street was done in front of the nursing home, that was new water main put in there, and I think that was extended off of Fairman, which would probably be an 8-inch main.
Yeah, I want to say that 8-inch was looped down to Fairman.
Yep, and then that went north to Jackson, didn't it?
Yes,
I believe so.
I believe you're right.
So,
and then west.
getting back to Jenny's question, maybe we should take a look at running some more water main on north, up 4th Street.
I
It's
mean,
just, I'm just spitballing here.
yeah, I mean, we definitely have an old infrastructure that needs a lot of attention underground as well.
Down
so.
there in residential, I know you and I have talked about this, we could probably get by with 6-inch.
Yeah. Most of our residential is. Yeah, I mean, if it's a,
Where does TIF 4 border? I mean, what, is South 4th Street's on TIF 4?
It's over there.
Map, if you wanna look at it. I'm going back again.
I think it's Belmont.
I think it includes Hamilton, where Randy Mueller built that duplex.
Belmont is the split of the two TIFs.
Like I said, I think we should probably look at going ahead with the road engineering. We can look into what you're talking about too, because like I said, engineering doesn't go bad, you just gotta update it a little bit. And the other thing that I have concern, but nope, that won't work, that's out of the TIF. Because you go along the front of that high school, there's a long stretch without fire hydrants, if I remember right. Shouldn't there be more? Is it every 1,000 feet or 750?
No, there's adequate fire hydrants along Belmont.
'Cause
Yeah.
It seemed like we wanted to get, there was some behind and we were talking,
What we have in
Oh.
front of the high school is we've got that goofy section where there's two mains. I think it covers half the high school and then it just goes to a 4-inch up to Lincoln. That 8-inch didn't cover the whole stretch of Belmont.
because I know there was some
I've
talk on
already-
doing
I've-
more hydrants on that street.
You know, I would,
So I'm glad we brought this up in this meeting, but my question is, can we table it until Public Works meeting, come back, revisit, bring our ideas to the table, and then decide what we really want to do with engineering, the money, before we start ahead, doing something and then we go a different direction?
Right now, I think we're just getting ideas.
Well, that's what I'm saying. We just want to make sure that we're not,
I think
Approving
that would,
something here
August
that-
20th is my next meeting.
Yeah, I think we ought to talk about it 2 or 3 more times.
Yeah, I think this is just something we need to get on the table and in front of everybody discussing it sooner rather than later. I mean, the year is gonna be over before we know
Otherwise,
it.
we gotta talk about splitting it with the other taxing bodies.
Lauren, if I remember right, there's some talk one time about sidewalks on Martin Avenue along the high school, heading towards Heritage Woods. There's some sidewalks in some places, but not in the
Oh, on the
others.
north side there?
Yeah,
Because-
somewhere along that road.
That was before my time. I know the new road will have sidewalk on it.
I was just wondering if there's
North
some
side
areas
doesn't
that
have
need to
any
be filled
sidewalk
in.
on it.
Are you wanting to use TIF funds to outsource the sidewalk, or you?
Well, we were just putting ideas down here, like Denny
Oh.
said, spitballing. It seemed like that come to my mind. We had talked about it one time, and I just thought you might wanna throw it in there and look at it.
Yeah.
We're gonna look at sidewalks. Sidewalks need to go down Lincoln, all the way from the church to the courthouse. There's a lot of foot traffic for a lot of kids that are walking, and everybody walks in the
That's
street.
not in this TIF.
Well, oh, that's right. You're right. Sorry.
But that's stuff that,
Touches the tip.
but those are items that we need to look at as a city
Yep.
and start earmarking money in our budget. You know, I mean, these are items that we need to put on the plate and keep it on our plate, and then come next year before budgeting, what's it gonna cost? Let's put money in the budget. Let's get these projects done, whether we do it in-house or outsource it, but yeah, we need to compile these ideas and keep them alive and keep them moving.
Well, the good thing about sidewalks, you guys can do the majority of.
Yeah, we are not afraid to do sidewalks, so I just need the dollars for the concrete expense of $180 a yard now. It's,
There's sidewalk line item in there.
yeah, but I think
Just
we upped
need
it from
more.
5 to 10,000 in this last year, and
It's only now for, pretty much for repairs.
Yeah,
or
I-
small tires.
yeah, we doubled it and it's only 10,000, so it doesn't go
Well,
far.
and you got a Safe Schools grant that can be applied for. Because besides Lincoln, although I know on the north side, there was gonna be a heavy argument, one was, I think was your grandpa, so. But also, what is that, 9th Street that goes by Joey Whitty's house?
It's on the curb.
There
and
should be a
gutter.
sidewalk that comes from, what is that, by your in-laws, Benny, is that Locust? Dillon's? Is that Locust up there? Or is that Mulberry?
Locust.
Where it bends.
Locust.
Yeah, that's-
There should be a sidewalk heading north-south to the school from there, so, all right. So, okay, let's, put that on. I mean, we might still be in the window for working with paving to see if they can do it.
So, okay, we'll move line item 6 to next month's Public Works meeting, and
When is the Martin
This month.
extension project going to start? Do you have any idea?
still waiting for dates, materials being ordered, structures are being built. I don't have a date from IPC yet.
And the other thing you're getting concerned about is possible fall rains. And whether they'll be able to pave it this year.
They are doing a lot of dirt work. Gonna be a lot of excavation, so depending on timing, if they're not comfortable with how the ground conditions are, they aren't gonna pave this year. And I don't blame them. We don't want a road just thrown in there, so.
Right. But still a good project.
So
Okay.
I think them few things, water, sewer, sidewalk, streets, underground, we keep right on that front burner.
Yeah.
We just gotta figure out between the 9 of us where.
Like I said, engineering doesn't go bad, so I mean, we could start that pretty quick. Cause I think that's how we ended up doing that chunk of Elm last minute, is because we went ahead and did the preliminary engineering like 6 months to a year before. And it worked out, so, okay. 7, did Keith give you any information on item 7?
So, yeah, item 7, so that is the playground, or the, not playground, but the fitness centers. I think that is $155,000. So this is just another grant to fill out. It's just a form to fill out, and then I think it's up to $50,000.
Right, through Blue Cross.
So
Blue Shield.
I think it's worth pursuing. It's very little effort, so
So we'll tell Keith to go ahead with that?
yeah, I was gonna
Okay.
say, I think that's a no-brainer just to move forward with seeking, I think any grant we can seek and fill out a form for, we need to do it.
Do we need a motion?
I think we just tell them to go ahead, right?
I was gonna say, I don't think it's,
Or
big-
we're not
I don't
spending
think
any
it's
money,
really
you know what?
anything really costly to do. It's just a form that has to get filled out, so.
All right.
Unless you want a ceremonial vote.
I don't care. You guys wanna vote on it, we can. You got a motion and a second?
Motion.
Second.
Second.
Okay, roll call when you're ready, please.
Cahill.
Aye.
Delar.
Aye.
Miller.
Aye.
Baragry.
Aye.
Marcier.
Aye.
Mensch.
Aye.
Rolfs.
Aye.
Anderson.
Aye.
Motion carried.
Okay, you know, these I've had for a while, so you're gonna pass a couple down that way. This is on, is that Caper Pond over there by the trucking company?
Well, they gave
Yeah.
us a smaller version of that.
Yeah, if you guys want a big version, I can give you one if you want it.
Can't read the writing.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, we just have some big ones.
It's there, but I don't know if it's the same
Well, that's
thing
what
or
that
not.
Look like a boot.
Okay, so. The Foster bag? Everybody got one?
Yeah.
One, Scott? You got an extra down there, or I guess you guys can share, huh?
Sure we do. Got two and two.
All right. So, I want to say earlier in July, CEO from Gibson Hospital had called, and they're interested in building their own facility. And Tim Smith was looking around and stuff, and this thing kind of came to mind. We have this land over there. I know with other land, we got the trucking company, which added jobs, full-time jobs and stuff like that. They would add some more services to the area. Part of the same, no, you know what, I'm not even going to go there. It seems like it might be a rent type deal where they're at. So that's one option that we can do is we can sell that property. We probably have to get an appraisal since taxpayers' dollars and establish a value that way, which is what I told the CEO. But a while back, looking at this, we had, do we have an extra one? Can somebody give Lauren, do you got a copy of this, Lauren?
I'm familiar with it.
Okay. You know, other people, you know, they don't necessarily want to get a hotel room, and I'm not saying there's anything wrong with Super 8. They just, you know, and other people are doing more RVing and stuff like that. So there's a possibility that we could do an RV. I think I've talked with Lauren in the past, and there's been some positive statements out there for possibly doing a project like this. You know, we had been working on a second hotel. We couldn't get it worked out with the bank that owned the lot over there by Steak and Shake. So that other hotel didn't come in. We are starting to get some Airbnbs, B&Bs, bed and breakfast and stuff like that. But another option would be possibly doing a little mini RV, and I think it's, 12 spaces, and that would be an RV pulling a car.
With some primitive spaces in the back end.
Yeah, for tent camping. That's the smaller boxes on the opposite side. So, like I said, food for thought. I guess let's go to the first thing. Is there any possibility of wanting to get an appraisal and see what this land might be worth, and come back to see if Gibson City is really interested?
Who did you say is interested in it?
Gibson Hospital.
They want to expand their clinic?
They are wanting to build their own clinic, and they would do some expansion, yes.
And who designed the map here? Did they give you, what did it say? Okay. Gotcha. My bad.
Are they just looking in general?
Mike or go
Yeah.
tomorrow. what I say,
like,
either that or Carl.
where Emerald Valley office is at. That might be available. in
Yeah, I don't
the-
know if Tim's approached him on that. You know, I was talking with Tim Smith, and he was kind of out looking for it.
Bell has his back half there at one time, was supposed to be for development, but nothing's happened in there.
Bill.
Ford, where
Ford
Ford
garage.
was gonna build the
Oh.
expansion.
Only thing he's done is put gravel in there so far.
John, did you have any communication
they're
with
still
CNL
on
Trucking, did you
build.
say?
No.
Well, we did originally that, the previous mayor worked out something where they gifted that land to them and then they built that.
Oh,
CNL Trucking doesn't own this, we do.
No, I know that, I'm saying, I'm thinking CNL Trucking might want to expand their facility to the north, and the only way to do it is this property, correct?
I don't know that they want to expand.
Well, their property goes almost to the pond already.
Yeah.
So the only way they could expand is if they were to wrap around that pond. I don't see CNL expanding that, to be honest with you.
probably be easier for them to go to the east.
Yeah.
So Gibson wants to put a clinic right here
Yeah, would that be on that,
on that.
would that be west side?
I assume they're not building it.
Not in the pond, no.
I don't think it'd hurt to get it appraised.
Everybody good? Getting it appraised?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, we're just getting it appraised. We're not doing anything with it. I'm
Nope,
still against.
I
I'm
cannot
still
make
against
any
getting rid of
commitments
property,
without you,
but
so,
might as well find out what it's worth.
okay. So, we will contact, who's the only one I know is that guy from Woodland.
Yeah, Woodland or RW. I know he does commercial and farm ground appraisals, so we can reach out to a couple people, see if they're interested.
Okay. You want to?
Have a up-to-date survey?
Probably. So, okay, so I guess what I'm asking, and, well, it's a full council meeting, but it's not on the agenda, but straw poll, are we good with getting a survey and an appraisal if need be? Everybody good with that?
Yep.
Okay,
Aye.
all right, so, from the straw poll, though it wasn't on the agenda, everybody's good with us reaching out and getting a survey and a appraisal, okay. Okay, you should have had an email, it should be labeled Bill Cronus. Okay, so the best thing I can tell you is the white, I call it a horse barn, I think it was a cow barn. This is by the Route 24 bridge, it sits back a little ways. I think it's already got a deal made because I think the original owner of that is now going into the Nichols building, that's on the curb there by, Roger Dietrich's car dealership, Dodge. So, I think the initial, interest or terms on this, what they're talking about would be taken out for the 10 years at 4.79, and that'd be 200,000 for TNS development, and that would be to acquire and form that building into a large, reception hall. And I think it have a bar possibly attached with it. But I think to start out, they'll bring in, local bar vendors, and they'll do it if they have, any type of, venues or weddings or something, but this would be, for larger, parties. So, we would need a motion that it's okay to have Joe do the paperwork on this. Discussion.
Just real quick, just so that I'm sure that I know what building it is. I asked Scott, he wasn't sure either. Which building is this?
Okay, so the best one I can tell you is you come into town on the 24 bridge. Okay, you know the big white barn that sits off the roadaways on the south side?
You're talking about just east of the trailer park.
Exactly.
Got it.
It's
Exactly.
green.
Is that where the
It's
electrical
green.
shop is right
Huh?
now? Or-
That's where the
It's
plumbing
green.
shop is now, but that'll be heading to
It's white now?
Nichols building.
Okay.
That was green. What am I thinking?
Building's always been white.
I think you're thinking of the small barn next to it.
And I think they're
There's
buying
one
that
in there, a
property
small
too.
barn just east and a little bit further to the
That'll be
highway.
getting torn down.
Oh, that one.
The barn
Not that one.
Itself is in good shape.
The white barn.
Valid question. Hey, is that in the flood area?
It is not.
It is
I
not.
got checked out.
Oh, that's right, 'cause it does stop like midway up the road into Sugar, or into the,
Right. Eric verified that.
no, I had to think about that for a second, but yeah, you're right. It stops right in the middle of the trailer park.
So,
It'll be around it, just not in it.
yeah. Now, he's gonna have to do, and there's probably gonna have to be a variance for parking, but that's future business expense on their part. But, like I said, I think this would be a good addition to the city.
Is this money paid out in one lump sum, or is it as they get the project completed?
Typically,
It's one, so.
one lump sum.
It's like it's a mortgage.
Yeah, it's a loan.
Yeah, like a drawn construction, which you're probably used to. No, I don't think it works that way. So, again, it'd be at 4.79, and I think it can go up to 10 years. So we need a motion and then 200,000.
I'll make the motion.
Got a motion, Baragry, second, Rolfs. Roll call when you're ready.
Baragry,
Aye.
Ko,
Aye.
Delar,
Aye.
Mensch,
Aye.
Miller,
Aye.
Marcier,
Aye.
Anderson,
All right,
Rolfs.
Aye.
Motion carried.
Okay, I have nothing else. You got something else?
Yeah, I know we don't really have a other item here, but as you guys are aware, the Hanford lot has been cleared up next to Jiffy Lube. We're currently working on the wall where the building was tore down. Talking earlier with getting items on our plate and thinking about what we're doing next. We need to look at these lots and keep the idea moving forward with what we're going to do next. So we're not getting bad PR with, we just have grass lots for the next 10 years.
But it already looks better.
Well, it looks better, but, you know, with the idea of moving things forward and keeping ideas alive, I think we need to look at maybe a public hearing or getting a meeting up there on those lots to identify our footprint and what the public, what the council would like to do next with it, and give us ideas whether we need to start seeking grants to do something or put money aside, whatever. I mean, it's a big area. I know it looks a lot better, but eventually people are gonna be tired of just seeing a big grass lot.
Yeah. And see, and what I notice in other towns, although, you know, a lot of towns don't have a US kind of state highway on it, but we really don't have a central meeting area for our downtown. So this could be something special that we could have there, but we need ideas.
And keep in mind where the old Woodshake building is, we only own to the back of where that building was. So there is a little notch out that we don't own. So we don't own that rectangular footprint. There is a little notch out on the southwest corner of that lot.
So we would have to call, if all of us show up, we'll have to call a meeting for that. And, I mean, it would kind of be in a, I don't know as formal a public hearing as what we have while we're working on grants. We don't have a specific grant, but we can definitely contact the public to see about getting them up there for suggestions.
Well, we did something last year for the Horner
Yeah,
Park lot, and I think we need to do something similar to that. Get people up there, view the area, get some feedback, get the public involved, so that way we aren't being criticized because we aren't doing anything or we're doing something that they don't want. And I think if
right.
we can get the public involved, I mean, it's better for everybody's sake.
So is everybody interested in attending something like this? Then we probably better call. We'll have to work out, and we'll call it a public works meeting. And we'll, I think it's what, 10 days for public notice? But again, we're not actually working on a specific grant. We're just doing this for our own. So maybe we could do it for 7 days or something.
I think it's whatever
Get it in the paper
time frame we
and stuff.
want to get public notice
Alright.
out, just to get people involved. I mean,
Okay.
How wide is that little notch back there, Lauren?
I knew you were gonna ask that, and I don't know off the top of my head, whatever that
That
building
belongs to
was.
the-
It's not real, it wasn't real big.
That belongs to the building on Third Street.
Yeah.
It's not that.
It's not that big. It's,
But where
well, you
that-
know where that light, the pole is, that kind of freestands? I think it's about to there.
Oh, okay.
I think it was about 70 feet deep or 80 or
The
something.
building.
Yeah,
So
where
pretty
the
much where
house-
that pole is, you can kind of say that's the notch out corner. That's gonna be real close.
the
for
house
just a
basement
quick
was.
reference point, yeah.
And then, back on the railroad, center of the tracks, 20 feet each
25,
direction.
25 feet from
25 each
center of the
direction.
tracks, yeah,
Okay.
is there right away.
I thought that right away was 100 foot.
It's 25 feet from center of their tracks. Unless they have a special right of way, we'd have to look at GIS, but I don't believe along there where they have anything different, because I know over by the shop, they do have a bump out, but that's due to their trestle going to the, I
with
believe.
beer tax and what we already have, we should have, I mean, we don't necessarily have to wait on everything for grants. We can start on some projects now, so
Just, you know,
try and do a advertisement and think about 7-10 days, and we'll meet up there. We won't even come in here, we'll just meet up there. And try and get the public here.
try to keep the ball moving forward with that lot, so we don't get criticized that sat for 20 years and.
Yep.
Or we do something that the public disagrees with, that's why we get involvement. I mean, it might take a couple of meetings, I don't know, but. We're doing our part to at least get it cleaned up, presentable, and.
And, yeah, you can't paint Benny's guy walking up the stairs anymore,
Darn it.
because that stairway paint came off, didn't it?
Yeah, most of it, yeah.
So,
How about the first go around the meetings we just have with this group right here?
we can do that.
Spitball ideas within the
Yeah.
council, and then do a public hearing and present ideas that you guys come up with. Yeah, I'm fine. I just think that we need to keep the ball moving, the
Oh,
conversation
absolutely.
alive, because
That we can do
otherwise.
as early as next week sometime.
Yeah, it's big a
That
deal.
lot,
Is everybody good with that, or you think there's some kind of blowback that could come in on,
Shouldn't be anything, I mean, as long as we're
if we start out with
discussing
us?
it, and then we move it along to the public.
Yeah, I don't think
we'd
we're
be
gonna
fine.
make a motion to do anything. We're bringing ideas up and try to get something on paper.
that lot goes like this, behind that property, cause I'm looking at the GIS. It's zigzag, or it's an odd piece.
You want, John, you wanna pick a day out now? Is that what you wanna do?
Can.
We can do it, you want an extra meeting or do it in Public Works? Then Lauren will be here.
I guess
Or when we're just doing it here, aren't we? Yeah, we'll just throw that on the Public Works.
on Public Works, and then we.
Less people need to be up.
discuss ideas.
Maybe in the time between now and your Public Works meeting, can you get some of those tile flags and just kind of mark out what you think is the boundary? I mean, the one that's gonna be against where that big tree was taken out back there,
I said it goes like this.
yeah. And then see what you think on the back with the, if you can do tile flags on approximately or paint or something,
From the railroad?
where you think the railroad
Yeah.
Yeah, we can
easement.
pull some measurements and we get,
But to be honest with you, I doubt if the railroad
Get
would
your orange
care.
spray paint out.
Okay. Any other?
Nope.
No other?
Nope.
Okay, with no other, we need a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right. Amanda, how you doing, kid?
I'm good.
Can I say how nice you look today?
Thanks.
And I don't mean that harassing
That
in
orange-
nature.
I like that orange shirt.